Hi there and welcome back, friends of a thoughtful gaming experience. This is your host Emmanuel Can, and we have spoken
Silence surrounds me.
What was he called? Eldhelm, I think. The top of the tower, and he needs some runes to deactivate the tower. And if we bring him fresh meat, he has a surprise for us, but I don't think we're gonna do this because we're not totally evil, but well, in any case, if there is someone undesirable, so to say, we might be tempted. But let's see. Let's first find this Ikantha. Look at that. Aha, in Heritage Hill, just in Heritage Hill. Don't know where she is, and she'll probably be in this district part of the district, because we haven't been there yet. And we surely need to find some more supplies, maybe. Pretty careful. Heritage Hill Cemetery. Let's go down here first. Maybe there's some supplies. Also, I don't want to go straight to the center of all the undead. Oh, we've found a book. No, there are gems in this book. Scepter. Yeah, well then we should go to the cemetery. A white leaf. Oh, this is Ikantha's house. Well, that... so far we know where she lives, alright. And, like all the others here, she may also be undead. Let's see. She looks like it. And let's talk to her. We won something from her, right? So we should first talk to her. Get it. A woman bends over a roaring fireplace, feeding a splintered chair leg into it. As you get closer, you notice something unnatural about her, a certain pallor to her skin, a lack of movement beneath her flesh, even while her arms execute deft, efficient movements, and then you see the puckered flesh, ragged and bloodless, over her heart.
It's rude to stare, you know. Don't worry. I've no mind to start anything with you. After all, I've stayed in such good shape by choosing my meals carefully.
First, let's not... let's try to do this cautiously. Who are you first?
A survivor, by the grace of my own careful preparations. When I heard the claws scrabbling at the door outside, I took care of matters myself. And since then, I've been careful to keep myself fresh and fed.
Let's do this carefully. So, do you know what happened
An
here?
incredible act of animancy, of a magnitude this part of the world likely hasn't seen since Engwithan times. Someone found something very powerful and ancient, and I'd bet my own preserved life it wasn't Aldhelm or his lovely assistant.
And we can know something about Eldhelm from her, which is very helpful, because we don't know if we can trust him. Tell me what you know about this Eldhelm. His name barely merits repeating. He's a charlatan who liked to dig up pretty artifacts and call himself a scholar. The pity with animancy these days is that just about anyone can claim to be an expert. I still don't understand why this district is full of walking corpses. She spins from the fire to face you. Because someone found a way to tether their souls to their bodies, don't you see? She taps her skull with an impatient finger, so when the heart stops beating, when the blood stops flowing, their bodies still animate, and with a newfound hunger. It turns back to the fire. Those that can feed it with living flesh and essence stay strong and sharp. Those that can't degenerate quickly. I see. She smirks. I truly doubt that. I'm looking for Ikantha.
And what would you want with her?
I need the words that operate the Ingwithan machine in the tower.
That fool Aldhelm. He sent you, didn't he? I can hardly believe he's had the cleverness to survive. That simpleton thinks he can understand how to use something without understanding what it is, or why it is.
Feel a hot core of pride smoldering at the center of her soul.
He dabbles with ancient and powerful devices, with all the finesse of a blacksmith. He sends you here to petition me for aid after years of disparaging my research. I'll bet he didn't even tell you the tower's name, did he? That's his problem. Always looking for solutions without caring for meaning.
Well, tell me the tower's name.
Nuneth. It's called Ter Nuneth. They built the machine atop it to contain souls, hold them in place. But the others I've seen, machines scattered all over the Deerwood, are relays, built to move souls.
Oh, let's cater to her pride a bit, and you seem to know a lot about Ter Nuneth.
I read the runes like a journal. I understand their meaning. People like Aldhelm try to read them like instructions, and in so doing, they miss their true meaning completely.
Why would the Ingwithans have wanted to tether souls like
Perhaps
this?
they didn't. Perhaps that's why they built no other machines like this one. We now see the Ingwithans as masters of soul manipulation, but they couldn't have attained their expertise without copious trial and error. Perhaps this was one such experiment.
And where would they move souls?
Another mystery. Hypothetically, anywhere they wished. The real question, as always, is why? To intermix them the way a player shuffles his deck, the way a farmer rotates his fields? To collect them, like butterflies under glass? To melt them down for raw essence? Unfortunately, I don't know.
Well, we've already found out they made animats with that, but what more? How do you operate the machine atop Ter Nuneth?
Back to these tinkers' concerns. And what would you do with these tethered souls if I told you?
I'd release them. It's like keeping these people captured is really... That's beyond evil. That's a really big evil.
So you say. And just what would you release them to? They'd abandon their existence here for another somewhere else, equally aimless and meaningless.
I could help you, but I won't. Pride lodged in her soul flares up, twisting into the shape of something that writhes and squeals within her. Here I have specimens aplenty and time enough to observe them all. It's every scientist's dream. My answer is no. And we can extinguish her pride. Let's try that. The vampire doesn't seem to notice as you wrap your mind around the squalling, burning mass. However, it sears your very bones. You jump back, crying out in pain. I won't abandon this opportunity. These souls will remain here with me, and I'll accomplish more than any Enzymancer in the history of the field. And who will know about it? That's the question about pride. Pride thing flickers as the flames around it abate. All I've learned, years of studying the Ingwithan language, no one understands it better than me. That counts for something. Let's try to extinguish this. Force your essence around the burning lump inside her, but it scorches you. Flesh is whole and unmarked when you draw back, but it nevertheless stings at the memory of the heat. Your opportunities here are finite. One day that knowledge will die with you. But what use is it? Knowledge is meaningless and it's shared. What caters to the pride here? It's a riddle. I'd go with the second answer. What use is it? Nah. Share the knowledge? No, she wants to be catered to, admired. Opportunities here are finite. One day that knowledge will die with you and no one will know about it. Pride hisses and sputters. It's a little more than an ember now. You're wrong. There's no conviction in her voice. I'll build it forever. I'll cling to it. It will give me something. Extinguish it finally, maybe. Reach for it, but it's still too hot to grasp in your mind for more than a second. May not be much, but it's still something. You can't take that away from me. Teach me what you know. I'll make sure that it grows and your legacy lives on. Your words finally quench her pride, and all that remains is a blackened, diamond-hard rock. You cast it away, where it melts into the darkness.
So be it. My studies and efforts shall grow through yours. These are the words you need.
Cold, dry fingertips rest on your temples, and you feel her reaching into your mind, forming images from the darkness. Runes flash through your head, but they're no longer just pictures, they have meaning, and you understand them, they are commands. Something triggers in your mind, a distant memory unearthed from a past life long since buried. You can see a vast array of runes, far more than Ikantha has shown you, and you know their sound and their meaning, and how they fit together, the language of Anguith, once more at your command.
Something has awakened in your mind. You understand far more than I ever did. Take this knowledge then, and do what you will with Ter Nuneth. Now that you understand its purpose, it will serve you in whatever way you wish.
Certainly. And what more could we ask her? Remind me. Explain how the control words work. Harnessing the power of Ter Nuneth is about understanding what it was designed to do. You know the words and their meanings, you can speak them, and the tower shall obey. Said the other towers around the Durwood were constructed to move souls. Why would the Angwithans have wanted to do that? Another mystery, hypothetically anywhere they wished. The real question, as always, is why? To intermix them, the way a player shuffles his deck. We already read that. The way a farmer rotates his fields to collect them like butterflies under grass. To melt them down for raw essence, unfortunately, I don't know. What do I do with a tower now that I know these words?
I expect. That will be easy now that you can read the runes. The vessels would still roam, but striking them down would return their essence to the cycle. But be careful. That machine controls hundreds of souls, and that volume of essence could easily overload it. Improperly channeling the essence would destroy the machine along with the souls. It would be a terrible loss for posterity.
But isn't that what we should do? Like destroy this machine? I think that's what we should do. Terrible loss or no, that's all, thank you.
Steady does it.
I think we'll destroy that thing and then come back to her. And see what she has to say about that, about our... Oops. We destroyed that thing you researched. Thank you. You'll be known as the one who helped destroy it. Let's run. Let's run. Now that we know what to do, basically. Let's go to the top of this machine. Move over here. Very nice. Proceed to the top. And I think this is a good stop for now. I think this will be a long scene here, so thank you for watching for now, and happy gaming to you. This is Immanuel Ken signing out, wishing you happy gaming, a nice night, and next time we will try to destroy this machine. So stay tuned, see you in the next episode. Have fun!